obviously at 3-5, you're not where you want to be, but this team believes that we can right the ship. I know Crow had some comments about, we're going to make the playoffs and all that, and I feel an entire, football team that we should all feel like that, and I think we do feel like that. Nobody wants to hear it, but who cares?
So the question is, will the Jets put up or shut up? And to answer that question, I turn to our troublesome twosome of Christian Fourier and Lomas Brown. Welcome to the desk, fellas. Christian, you can answer first.
They cause a lot of trouble.
They do. When they get here, it's trouble.
I think they're more troubled twosome.
Seattle can score points. I mean, Russell Wilson is going to make a play. He's been doing it all year. But it's not a high-scoring game. But it's close because each team is going to make a mistake because they just do, okay? Young quarterback. I have it 24-17.
Okay.
I mean, they're done. I mean, this is their game, right?
Okay.
They don't win this game, you could say they're done.
I don't know, though. Yeah, I mean, you look at the schedule, you look at the AFC, and you look, say they got 8 more games. I think if they could get 5 out of those 8 games, they might still be able to get in.
How are they going to get in?
Well, they're
not going to win the division.
Well, you got, peep this, you got New England at home. I think their toughest test left. You talking about Jacksonville, you talking about Tennessee, you talking about Arizona that they have on their schedule. I think they could make a run. Now, whether they're going to make one or not, I don't know. But mathematically, these guys are still in this,
You got them making the playoffs.
I got them.
You got a beating Arizona, good run defense.
Yeah, I think they can.
They got to play Miami again.
I think their toughest test, like I said, is New England. They're going to have Miami, but if they could get it together, if they can find a way to get some variety in that offense, try to pep up that offense, maybe it is a little bit more Tebow in there.
Yeah,
Why? But why?
Impossible. Because what has shown you that they can just flip a switch and all of a sudden, hey, we're going to be a legit offense. We're going to be consistent. The best game Sanchez played, was against the Patriots in the second half, where he had 320 yards, completed 68% of his passes. The very next week, 52% of his passes. You just can't count on him. And the Tebow issues going off on the sideline, it's just more noise that they don't need to deal with.
Well, this is my issue with it. I think what they should do, you got Tony Sparano here, right, on record saying, look, I need to get Tim Tebow more involved in this. So what does that mean? More involved means running the ball more, different varieties in the run game. To me, that's their staple, the run game. They have to get back to it. You can't expect Sanchez to drop back and throw it because, like you say, he's so inconsistent when you got him doing that. But if you can run this ball, if you can mix in some trickeration or whatever he's trying to do with this wildcat with Tim Tebow, then you could probably start getting a little rhythm going. But you just can't drop back and throw the ball like
Lomas, so they're going to win in Seattle?
No, they're not going to win in Seattle. No, I got them
Stephen
not winning in Seattle.
You know what? I'm embarrassed that this subject is even brought up. I think the only thing that would be more embarrassing than this is one of Rob Parker's outfits or that tie Lomas Brown is wearing right now. I can't believe that we're sitting here and we're having this discussion. Okay? Yeah, stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Listen to me. Listen to me, big boy. Listen to me, big boy, and you too, Christian Fourier. I mean, I can't believe that we're having this discussion. There's not even a question to me about whether or not the Jets are going to win. My only question is whether or not they're going to score. I mean, score points. Maybe a field goal, maybe. You've got Browner. You've got Sherman, those big-time cornerbacks. You've got this. I mean, you look at Wagner, what he's been doing. I just look at these guys. Clements coming after Sanchez. How are they going to score? You have nobody that you're going to be able to throw the ball to. You got a running back in Sean Green that can't even average 4 yards a carry. You got Mark Sanchez completing 52% of his passes against the third-ranked defense with that crowd in Seattle, which is universally recognized as the toughest place to play.
But
what are y'all talking about?
It's going to be 0-0.
Playoffs, not Seattle. We know they're going to lose against Seattle. We're talking will they make the playoffs. That's the question.
Please,
well, then
please,
no.
I'm trying to tell you. Listen, let's get this out the way. Let's get this out the way. The Jets are going to probably lose somewhere along the lines of like 24-3, something like that. They're going to get beat up. Their defense is going to be demoralized because their offense is going to stick up the joint. Even if the defense stops Seattle's offense, the Jets will find a way to give some points to Seattle. So you get that out the way. Then they'll be 3-6. Who are they overcoming? Indianapolis? Nope. Miami? Possibly, but I'm not sure. Not after the beatdown they gave the New York Jets. What are we going to talk about here? The Steelers or the Ravens? Ain't happening. We're going to talk about San Diego? Possible, but highly unlikely. I mean, even throw Buffalo into the equation for crying out loud. These Jets offensively are awful. Awful. Defensively, special teams, legit. Even though they've got their troubles. They can correct that. You can't correct this offense. It's nothing to talk about. Jets are irrelevant. The only reason they're relevant is because Skip can't get over Tim Tebow getting screwed over by the Jets organization, and Rex Ryan loves the camera. That's the only reason they're relevant. They stink offensively. Can we move on? Hurry up, Skip, so we can move on to something that's actually worthy of being talked about. Hurry up.
Don't let him get away with that, Skip.
I'm just getting started on this topic. And let me say, before I address all of the insanity that just poured out of your lips, that speaking of irrelevant, the Jacksonville Jaguars played on national TV last night on the NFL Network. Do you know what a huge mistake they made? Not leaping on the opportunity to sign their hometown hero, Tim Tebow. If Tim Tebow were starting at quarterback right now for the Jaguars, instead of Blaine Gabbert, and I told you before that draft, I was on record, no good. Taking him way too high. He is not the future. He will always be the guy you're trying to replace, and he stunk it up last night against the Indianapolis Colts. Tim Tebow would make that team so much more competitive. It would make it so much more exciting, and it would be relevant. That team would have won 3 or 4 games already with Tim Tebow at quarterback. And again, I'm not saying he's a Pro Bowl player. He just would have turned around that franchise and given those fans some hope. And I'm going to go down with this ship like you're going down with the Eagle ship, Stephen A., because in the end, the Jets have one way out of the hole they've dug for themselves right now, and that is play Tim Tebow. Not at decoy, not at slot back, not at fullback, not at punt protector. Play him series. And I don't know what went on behind closed doors during the bye week, but I just hope and against hope that they finally came to their senses and they said, you know what? We got to alternate series with Sanchez. If Sanchez plays this whole game, it will be what you said, 24-3.
Against Seattle, you want Tebow to play?
Absolutely, I do.
Oh, I'd love to see him against Seattle's defense.
Yeah, you know why? He'd
Please
make
put
some
him in there.
plays.
I'd love that.
So would I.
They'd annihilate him. They'd annihilate him.
They would
please.
be off
It would
balance.
be a massacre.
They had been prepping.
It would be a massacre.
No, they've been.
It would be a
the massacre's going to be Mark Sanchez because nobody knows Mark Sanchez better than Pete Carroll. He knows all the flaws. He knows all the weaknesses. He knows where the backbone is and where it often is not. And he will be all over him with that defense.
May I make a prediction? Can I make a prediction?
You already did.
Tim Tebow, and I want to preface my comments, I'm not wishing harm on anybody. Please don't get this wrong, but we're talking football here. I predict you will see Tim Tebow on Sunday, Skip. I believe that Mark Sanchez is going to get knocked out of the game, and Tim Tebow will come in.
I hate for you to even put that bad karma out there because I don't wish it on anybody.
I'm sorry. Listen, they're just so physical, and they're going to get after him. And I just think that Rex Ryan, Mark Sanchez, I'm not trying to sit there and say he's going to be carried off on a stretcher or anything like that. But is he going to get dinged up? You know, where something he might not know where he's at for a couple of plays? Absolutely.
Yeah,
and Tim Tebow's going to come in.
Okay, I agree.
It's definitely there.
Okay, so my bottom line, do I think Tim Tebow is going to get series in this game? I do not. Because the mere fact that Rex echoed what Cromartie said and said, yeah, we all think we can make the playoffs. They're dug in. He's dug in. He's going to go down with his stubborn pride, and he's going to play Sanchez, and I have no idea why they signed Tebow unless you were right. It was just some preseason publicity stunt. I think that's all it was.
Absolutely. It's what it was. Headline.